Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into a topic that's as hot as a Turkish kebab on a summer day. Recep Tayyip Erdogan, the president of Turkey. Now, next to Donald Trump, he's probably one of the most polarizing figures in the world right now. For some, he's a hero, a man who's helping his country regain its fame and honor. For others, he's simply a dictator. So let's unpack this, shall we?
Wow, that sounds super intense. So, what's the deal with him? Why do people feel so strongly on both sides? Sigh.
You see, Erdogan's in the spotlight for a number of reasons. Xi's protests against the Armenian resolution of the German Bundestag, lawsuits against comedian Jan Böhmermann, and of course, the ongoing refugee crisis. It's like a political soap opera. But why does he have so many opponents and supporters? That's what we're here to explore today, to provide a bit of objectivity to this emotional debate surrounding him. Now, let's start with his supporters. They view him as a man of honor who rose from a poor background. I mean, think about Ives like the underdog in a classic sports movie, right? He's always cared for the less fortunate, and they believe he's made Turkey a strong and important country again.
Wow. That's really interesting. So, he kind of started from the bottom and worked his way up, huh? I wonder if there are any other leaders in history who have had a similar journey. Like, maybe someone like Abraham Lincoln or something? Laughs.
Exactly. That's a great comparison. Lincoln also came from humble beginnings and rose to prominence, fighting for the rights of others. Erdogan served as the mayor of Istanbul from 1994 to 1998, and during that time, he gained a good reputation for improving the city's infrastructure and healthcare system. It's like he was laying the groundwork for a bigger role, you know?
So he was kind of like a local hero before becoming a national figure. That's really cool. But what about the other side? I've heard people say he's authoritarian.
Yes, and that's where things get complicated. Critics often cite a controversial quote from a 1997 speech where he suggested that democracy is merely a means to an end. It's like he's saying, I'll use democracy to get what I want, and then who knows? Critics accuse him of wanting to establish a state with no opposition, governed in an autocratic manner.
Wow, that's a pretty bold statement. Does that mean he's trying to silence dissent? Sigh.
Absolutely. Since taking office, various freedoms have been restricted, including press freedom. Turkey ranks low in international press freedom indices, and there have been numerous cases of journalists facing severe consequences for their work. It's like a game of whack-a-mole. Every time someone tries to speak out, they get knocked down.
Oh man, that sounds intense. So, are there any specific examples of journalists getting in trouble? Laughs.
Yes, there are many. Critics argue that Erdogan's government suppresses dissent and replaces independent prosecutors with pro-government figures. It's a systematic approach to control the narrative. And let's not forget the peace process with the Kurds, which has deteriorated. Erdogan's supporters claim that attacks against Turkish forces have resumed, while Kurdish groups argue that the government is responsible for the violence.
That's really complex. So it's like a tug of war between different groups? And what about the recent resolution by the German Bundestag regarding the Armenian genocide?
Great question. That incident really angered Erdogan. He accused the members of having tainted blood. It highlights the tensions between Turkey and Germany, as well as Erdogan's desire to assert Turkey's interests on the international stage. It's like a chess game, where every move has significant consequences.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack. So in the end, opinions on Erdogan are deeply divided. Some see him as a strong leader who has improved Turkey, while others view him as a dictator suppressing freedoms. It's like a political Rorschach test. Everyone sees something different. Sigh.
Exactly, and that's why this discussion continues. We encourage our listeners to share their perspectives respectfully. It's a complex world out there, and understanding these nuances is key.
Yeah. It's like the more you learn, the more you realize how complicated everything is. Laughs. What a wild ride.
Absolutely. And remember, folks, history is often written by those in power, but it's our job to seek the truth, and understand all sides of the story.
That's so true. I can't wait to dive deeper into this topic in future episodes. Thanks for breaking it down for us today.